Good evening, and welcome to show number 14. I finally finished this bloody panel. And I spent way too much time on those frames that no one will ever see. I was actually gonna do actual writing on the writing panels, but I thought no, that's taking it too far. I'm also gonna be doing some of the inking today on this page. I mean, the pencils are kind of like decent already, but they're a little bit scuffy, so I'm gonna fix some of those up as well. I've still not done these panels yet. I should probably stop faffing around with the top panel because I still need to do the wallpaper. And actually no, I'm gonna I started this frame, so I will finish this frame. I'm feeling a little bit nauseous today. I had too much to eat. This morning I had like a way bigger breakfast than I was supposed to because I suddenly got given this like massive sandwich, and then I was about to cook dinner and one of our friends came round to the door and gave me this huge batch of like the greatest macaroni cheese you will ever have, and that's what I had. So that was my dinner. Feeling a bit queasy. Yeah, mac and quease. That's exactly what it is. I've been slowly trying to make friends with the next door neighbour's cat, and today she was hiding under the bush outside, and she actually let me walk up to her, but she just completely blanked me the entire time. She's like the most unbothered cat. And you know how with cats you can like put your hand in front of them and you go pss, 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 and you do that like hand thing for some reason, everyone does it. This cat just sort of looks at your hand and then will pounce on you because she thinks that you're trying to play with your actual hand, and it's like, yes, please chew on my hand. So I'm kind of scared. But yeah, she will be my friend eventually. One day. Like, despite the fact that nobody's going to go to each page and double check that the things are the correct colour, I always feel like I'm just future-proofing it in case, because sometimes you get people nitpick through comics and they go, oh, this thing disappeared on this panel and this panel is here, whatever, and I just try to stop that from happening. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, but I'm a perfectionist and it bugs me if I don't do it. Yeah, I mean, continuity-wise, I could make like big grids of colours and stuff, so I could just reference it really quickly, but I found that, like, I'd done that with the chapter 1, and for some reason it didn't actually speed up my work. I would have thought having like colour swatches for the characters, different bits and bobs would have saved me time, but I don't know why it didn't. At one point, down here on the right hand side, I created like colour sets as well, so there was like an Imagine chapter 1, there was a Pi one, and then I think they got deleted when my old PC crashed. I lost them, so I have to kind of rebuild them again. But these colours down here are like the bog standard ones that come with the program, and I've never changed them. And a lot of people spend so many hours like creating like custom colour sets, and I just change colours while I'm using them. I don't really need to have them all set out already. I probably should, but once again, it's one of those trippyisms. Could do things easier, don't do them. Years ago, I can't remember if it was me or if it was Digi, but one of us had the theme song for Tomato Mart from Shenmue as the early morning wake up alarm, and it just kind of like ruined that song for me forever because it just makes me have to think about having to get up really early in the morning. I used to have the alarm clock from Nights at one point, which I thought was a good way to wake up, but it's sort of like it's sort of like the drowning music in Sonic, like the countdown. It makes you panic when you wake up, so I changed that. I think I'm just sort of like panicking, like overthinking my Japanese classes in May. I know that's an entire month away, but I'm already like psyching myself out, and I need to study more. I don't even need to study before I go, but I feel like I should. I've heard that it's one of those type of language classes where they make you do like role-playing and stuff, and you have to team up with people and have conversations in front of the class, and I'm kind of dreading it, but if everyone's on the same level as me, I feel like I'll be fine. But it's just, I think, because I've not done any like education stuff for a really long time, but I'm overthinking it, and like I get really like scared of doing stuff, and then straight after doing it I'm like, that was the greatest experience of my life, fantastic. Why was I worried? Like the live stream that I done 2 days ago, the public one, I had been genuinely freaking out all week about doing it, because I thought I was gonna get like hecklers and bots and the PC was gonna be weird or whatever, but it was just a really nice stream, and I came away from it feeling like totally like blissed out for the rest of the day, and then like the next day I felt like super happy as well. I think maybe today's just the come down from it. It's just like I'm crashing out, but tomorrow I've got to get my energy back up again because I'm doing another live public stream, and I'm actually going to be like drawing like starting from scratch and drawing stuff live, which I've not done yet, and I'm hoping it's not like too much pressure where when people are watching you can't draw because you can't think. I mean, it's easy to kind of color stuff while I'm streaming. I don't think I've showed all of these off, my animations. I've got default, I've got happy, my lol one, shut up break, I've got excited. I like this one. I look like yeah, my voice cooldown meter is just like at 10% right now. I've not used that one before, I don't think. It's my, oh no, yikes. That's the very emo one. I actually want to redo this one because it kind of looks a bit too traumatized. I actually genuinely feel sorry for my avatar. That one's kind of sad as well. Where's the one that I had in? Yeah, the coffee one is one that it feels like this is relevant to our conversation right now. I think this one's just going to stay on for the rest of the stream. One of my friends used to create an entirely new layer for every single line that she drew, and she shared her art files with me once, and I was like, what the hell is this? She had like hundreds of layers, and at that point I thought my layers were crazy, but she had one for every single thing, and sometimes like one layer for just one shade of one color. I was like, that was very, either, I'm not sure if it was chaotic or organized, but it worked for her. I actually remember years ago, like maybe year 2000 or 1999, and I'd been online for like a year or something, or maybe a couple of years, but back then people's home pages were obviously like more popular than social media, because social media wasn't really a thing. I mean, there was forums, but even then the forums were kind of relatively new back then as well, the ones that I went to. And I read this tutorial on how to do layers, and at that point I'd never done layers and artwork before. I'd only ever just coloured and drew everything on the exact same layer. So when I learned that you could separate like the line art from the colours, I was like, wow, what is this? This is witchcraft. And I'm so glad that I found that tutorial, because I would have wasted so many years just trying to draw everything on the same layer. It is kind of like confusing when you've been working on traditional art for so many years, and someone explains the concept of layers to you, because you have to sort of like tell them that it's like animation cells where the ink is on one side of the plastic and the paint is on the back of the plastic, so the two of them can't like get messed up. Guess it's the same kind of thing. But it's so helpful. Photoshop back in the day, I remember I used it at school for an art project, and it was like the very first version of Photoshop. And I remember I used it on the old, I think it was Power Max we had back then. And when I realised you could do lens flares, lens flares for me were like the future. And I remember it would take like nearly the entire lesson just to render one lens flare. And if it rendered in the wrong place, that was like, oh well, you had to undo it and wait another 15 minutes for the computer to figure out what it was doing. And I used to put like emboss filters on everything and plastic wrap filters. Like some of my oldest Knights fan art has got like the worst Photoshop filters on it. I think the very first art program that I used wasn't actually Photoshop. It was in my school library. They had the really old Macs, the really narrow ones that were like the bottom of it was attached to it, and it just had a floppy disk drive. It didn't have a CD drive yet, and it was like tall and narrow, and it looked a bit like a box. There was a program on there called ClarisWorks, and it was like a general office program, but there was sort of like a MS Paint type thing on there. And I think I still have the very first digital art that I drew. And I remember it was a character called Nemesis the Warlock from 2000 AD. And I was trying to draw him with this like really shitty mouse with a ball. And then I printed it out on the big laser printers. And I remember when I was a kid, I really wanted a laser printer because that to me was amazing. It's like, it doesn't even use ink, it just uses toner. And I actually just remembered that at some point I owned a laser printer, but it was a black and white laser printer. I think it was being thrown out by this school. They were having one of those things where they just replace all of the equipment and the computing department, and it happened like once in the entire time at my school. And so I grabbed one of the big printers and took it home, and it was like half the size of my desk. And I remember opening it up and trying to see how it worked and stuff, and it was like really fascinating to me. And I remember the toner stuff used to smell really weird. It was probably poisonous, I don't know, but I used to play with it all the time. And I can't remember ever giving that printer away, so I don't know what happened to it. I think maybe when my computer stopped working with it, I had to just get rid of it, which is a shame. Yeah, my dream back then was to have a color laser printer. I used to take my art to a print shop in the city centre, and I used to pay like £15 back then to have like my comic artwork reprinted so I could staple them together and make them into little comics. But yeah, that was magic to me. I really hope stuff like that comes back around. Like, you know how we're in an era where everything is very minimalist and very just standard? I like things to have buttons and colourful things and weird, like, cartoony shapes and stuff. I feel like society's lost a lot of, like, really good design. When things like Toy Story came out, I was absolutely obsessed with the thought of using like 3D graphics, and I wanted to learn how to do 3D modelling so much, and I never got the chance because back then 3D stuff like Maya and all the other programs were so expensive and schools didn't have them. Just 3D art is so complicated. Yeah, I needed like a 3D pink-haired waifu with lens flares everywhere, with like cats in the background and stuff. Didn't happen, unfortunately. I could like live that dream today, but it seems like so many people know how to do 3D art now, and starting it seems like such a daunting prospect because there's so much you have to know, and it's very like maths based, and I am really bad with numbers, so I wish there was like a 3D program for stupid people. That's something I actually want to do more of in Engelbaum. I want to have the creators, well, other than Unistate, make really naff stuff more in the first, like, well, the chapters that I'm on just now. Because they should be doing like really tacky cringe stuff. They're at the tacky cringe era, and I feel like they're being too professional right now. So they need to have really shitty OCs and like bad outfits and things with too many sparkles and stuff. So I feel like Imagini's sort of like filled the entire quota for cringe stuff. The other creators need to be more cringe too. Right now they're all kind of too cool. I watched this very validating YouTube video yesterday about taking long times to do stuff. The title of it was something like are you avoiding your own work or something? And there was a line in there, it's like, if you take a really long time to do something, sometimes it gets harder because you feel like your work is judging you for leaving it a long time, but your work isn't judging you. And it says, there was something in there that's like, does your work feel like a confrontation every time you go back to it? And I was like, wow, that that hit. And the point of the video was basically saying it doesn't matter if you're going slow, because it's better to chip away at something and do it slowly than to not do anything at all, and then you've still made progress. Even if it's not enough progress, it's still more progress than you had than if you just sat and thought about doing it, I guess. But yeah, it was very wise. Yeah, sometimes I just like stare at my art a lot. I think that's one of the things that I don't really waste time doing when I'm streaming. Like when I'm drawing offline, I tend to just like look at my art for like an hour at a time, and then I decide to actually like add a bit to it or whatever. But this is sort of like there's this website where it shows you models posing, and you can choose a timer so that you get to see the model for like 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and you have to try and draw them as quickly or as slowly as possible. So you basically make quick decisions, and you like chess moves, and you have to get all of the vital stuff down quickly while under pressure. And I tried to use that website and just put a bunch of like figure drawing in a sketchbook, but all my people just look like potatoes. They don't like, some people are really good at doing quick artwork where they do like really quick figure studies, but it's been a long time since I just done actual life drawing. Like I used to take life drawing at high school. I used to go to high school and do college classes at the same time through high school, so I could get like extra art. And that was like the first life drawing classes I ever done. But that was like giant pieces of paper, and you had to sit at a big easel and stuff and draw a selection of naked people. And my class were all like my age. We were we were like maybe 15 or 16, and the class was basically everyone just laughing constantly, so not much artwork actually got done. But yeah, it taught me a lot about drawing, I guess. But the coolest thing that anyone ever done in that class was they super glued a cup noodle pot to the ceiling when the teacher went out in the classroom. And she came back and she just seen this like pot noodle cup on the ceiling, and she's like, why is that there? and nobody would own up to it. That's the kind of shit that went on in my art school. I don't think that Imagine and Co are gonna be doing the same kind of stuff. I should actually just add like a pot noodle cup on the ceiling of the core and just never explain it. I think somebody superglued a chair to the ground once as well. Probably a bad idea to give art students superglue in the first place. Also, I feel like I should warn in practice. I sort of like overdone it eating the greatest macaroni in the world earlier. I feel quite sick. So you might be wondering why my voice sounds like it's breaking or something. It's like 1 second I'm like, it's just because I feel really queasy, so I'm talking kind of weird today. I really like this picture of Gala as well. It speaks to me on so many levels. I should troll everyone and just give Gala a completely different face. It'll be like, her face reveal will happen, and it'll just be, she'll look like Squidward, Chad Squidward or something under there with like big like cleft chin and stuff. Okay, so today I have inked this beautiful creature here, and I closed my other page. Oh well, you've already seen that page. That page is finished, and I've done this like 10 years ago now. But let's gaze upon the finishedness of it and details that no one will ever see because I never look. Look at that. There's glitter there, and there's like this little thing up here. That took me at least 30 minutes just to do that one thing, and I hand squiggled all of that as well. It's hard to even see. I don't think... Yeah, I shared all these images on Patreon already. Yeah, that one there. I don't know if I showed that one. That one is Gala on her flow, riding her flow. Big flow. Impasto. I can't wait to actually draw that properly. Oh god, I just realised I actually wrote the names of the paintings on the little things. God, I didn't realise that. Yeah, that one's called the Divide Between. I wonder if I've done it with the other ones. Because I remember I asked everyone for names. Oh god, I did. Concerto for Fleeting Moment in C minor, I think? That one doesn't have one. I can't read that one. Can't read that one. Better Than Ever by Pi. Here's an emo one of Argent. The Agony and the Ecstasy of Argent. Right, I should probably go to bed now and finish up for the day. It is now April 1st. Happy reality. Thank you for coming along to my stream. You're awesome. And now I'm always gonna think of macaroni, cheese, and goblins, and all of that good stuff. So, thank you. Good night, and I will see you again this week, hopefully. I'm gonna be doing a public stream tomorrow. Well, today, my god. Today for reality. So I'm going to get some sleep now. Thank you very much. Bye! I need to wave, hang on, look. There, bye-bye.